Welcome back to Paradox TCG. Today we're going to be talking about the DarkKnightmon X deck that's coming out next set in BT10. So we're just going to go ahead and do a little deck profile here on Tabletop Simulator because all the cards haven't come out yet in the English format. So we're still waiting on those, so I'm going to go ahead and do the profile here. So we're going to go ahead and start off with 4 Pagumon from BT6. On deletion, reveal the top card of your deck. Add it to your hand if it's a black Digimon, otherwise bottom deck it. It's a really good card in this deck that lets you add more cards into your hand after using effects that, you hard play a lot of cards in this deck, so you're getting minuses on those hard plays, but you're getting those back with the on deletion effect of Pagumon. So we're running 4 Pagumon. Next, we're going to start off with the first rookie here. We're going to be running 4 Monitamon from the new BT10 set. On play, reveal 4. Add 2 Digimon that are either black with Knightmon or Deadly Axemon in their names or Twilight in their traits. So this guy is just a searcher for the deck. Probably the best searcher in this deck, to be honest. Lets you add 2 to your hand, so that's really good. Better than the old Monitamon. We're running 4 of that guy. Next, we're going to be running 3 of the new Chikurimon from the Ragnar Lordmon starter deck. I've already talked about this guy before in another video. Players can't reduce play costs. It's going to be a really big thing, not only against this deck if you're playing the mirror, but also against Crossheart and Blue Flare. So this guy is going to be it's a counter to the meta. So that's why you need to run this guy. So we're running 3 of him. This next card, right now, it's a Dorumon. We don't know how we're going to get these promos yet. So this guy, at the end of the battle, if it's in security, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a black Digimon card with a play cost of 4 or less, you may play it without playing its memory cost and add the remaining cards to your hand. And then you add this card to your hand. So this is a really, really good card in this deck because this card will play all your rookies and most of your level 4s, if not all of them. I don't remember what the Crossheart level is for the one that has the Digicross effect, but I want to say it's 8 actually. No, I think it's 5, 4 or 5, I don't remember. So this guy will play all your rookies and most of your level 4s, so he's really good. If we do not get this guy, we don't know how we're getting these Digimon yet, but if we don't get him, then you can go ahead and replace him with the Toy Agumon that gives reboot. Also another really good card early game and for some early swings with security plus effect from one of the Skull Knightmon. So if we do have access to this guy, I would definitely recommend running 4. If we don't get him at the beginning of the set and we won't get him till EX3, whatever the situation is, you just go ahead and switch him out for Toy Agumon with reboot. Next, we're going to be talking about our level 4s. We have Skull Knightmon from BT7. So not a lot of people know what he does. Not a lot of people were interested in the Knightmon stuff when it first came out. The support for this deck has been spread out through multiple sets. So his effect is, when attacking, you may trash all the Digi-Evolution cards of one of your Deadly Axemons and place it to the bottom of this guy, and Digivolve into a DarkKnightmon from your hand without paying its memory. So if you have Deadly Axe on the field and you promote this guy, you swing with him, use the effect to put Deadly Axe under him, Digivolve into Knightmon from your hand for free, and you're swinging 2 checks at 9k because Deadly Axemon gives you plus 2k DP as a inheritable effect. So in his ESS is, while this Digimon is a Knightmon or Bargramon in its name, it gains security plus 1. So this guy's really, really good. That's what I was saying with the Agumon, the Toy Agumon, he gets the reboot. So he gets the reboot so he doesn't die. So he's pretty good. Definitely want to start off with him. Next we're going to be running 4 Deadly Axemon. Deadly Axemon is another target for Dorumon and also an option card that we're going to be talking about later. So on play, reveal top 5 of your deck and add 2 cards with Knightmon in its name among them to your hand. So you can't add another Deadly Axe with him, but you can add any of the Knightmons, which is pretty much everything except for himself. And then he also, his ESS is give +2 KDP. It's a really decent card and a good searcher, especially if you get him off of Pride Memory Boost or the Dorumon, which Pride is the card that lets you play him if you reveal him. So we're playing 4 of those. Really good searcher. Lets you add more cards to your hand as well as you're hard playing stuff to Digicross. Oops. So next we're going to talk about Grumblemon. So Grumblemon is our hybrid for this deck because hybrid for game is, you know, still a thing. Hybrids are still super good and can still steal games. So we're running 4 Tamers in this deck, so you can get him off pretty easily. So Grumblemon. Next, we're going to be talking about the next level 4, which is the Digicross Digimon. So he is a 4 cost, I wasn't sure. So he has the on-play effect of reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Knightmon in its name, Deadly Axemon, or Nene, which is the Tamer, among them to your hand, and trash the remaining cards. Then, if you Digicrossed with 2 materials, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less. So he can get rid of your opponent's lower level Digimon. And yeah, you essentially play him for free if you have Skull Knightmon and Deadly Axemon. So, oh no, actually it's for, this one's a reduced cost, so you'll play him for 1, 2? You'll play him for 2. When you play this card, you may place one of each. Listen, bottom play cost is card by 1 for each. So you'll play him for 2. So he'll get the security plus and he'll get the 2 KDP. So that's cool. And he's another searcher. And you can also hit him off of Pride and you can hit him off of Dorumon. So he's a really, really good card as well. And his name is also treated as Skull Knightmon or Deadly Axemon. So you can use him to Digicross with the Digicross DarkKnightmon. So he's a really good card as well. Next, we're going to talk about these 2. Blockers are really good in the next meta, especially Mechanorimon. If you can't get rid of Mechanorimon, you know, he's just going to keep blocking the entire time. So we run 2 of him. I've been testing it out, and it's been doing pretty good against Crossheart and Blue Flare. The only thing is, against Blue Flare, it does a lot less because they can just freeze him and he can't block. So, but it's more against Crossheart that he does really good against. So he's a really good option in the deck. And we're running him at 2. Next, our level 5s. We are running 3 of the old DarkKnightmon from BT7. So his effect is, on play, you may place 1 Skull Knightmon or 1 Deadly Axemon and or 1 Deadly Axemon from your hand or trash under this Digimon in any order. And in all turns, when this Digimon is deleted, you may play 1 Skull Knightmon or Deadly Axemon from this Digimon's Digi-Evolution cards suspended without paying their memory cost. So with the combo, whenever you're swinging with Skull Knightmon and you tuck the Deadly Axe, you can Digivolve into this guy. He swings. If he dies, then you can bring out both of those Digimon suspended on the field. So essentially, this guy they're floaters. He makes them float, and 2 bodies is a good amount of bodies to float with. So he's still really good in this deck, and that's why we're running 3 of him. Next, we're going to talk about the next new DarkKnightmon with Digicross. So this guy is really good in this deck. He has the on-play ability to de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimons. And then if you Digicross with 2 materials, delete one of your opponent's Digimons with a play cost of 5 or less. And then all turns when this Digimon would be deleted by returning 1 level 4 or lower Digimon from its sources, and you may play 1 Skull Knightmon or Deadly Axemon from his Digi-Evolution sources. So if you Digicross with Skull Knightmon and Deadly Axemon, you choose which one you want to play on the field, and then you add one back to your hand. So you can essentially get off Deadly Axemon's on-play ability again, and then add back the Skull Knightmon to go into it again in your raising area. So this guy is really good. He can take out lower rookies and he can de-digivolve those in blue flare the armor guys, so they can't armor purge, and then he can essentially pop them if they go down to 5 cost or less. So he's really good. You know, there's no reason why you shouldn't be running 4 of him. Digicross is just too good. Next we have the DarkKnightmon X antibody. So DarkKnightmon X antibody digivolves for 4 over DarkKnightmon. So his when digivolving effect is return 1 black or purple Digimon card other than DarkKnightmon X antibody from your trash to your hand. Then when this Digimon has DarkKnightmon or X antibody option in its Digi-Evolution cards, delete 1 tamer and unsuspend this Digimon. And then he has on deletion, you may play 1 DarkKnightmon from your trash without paying its memory. So this guy is really good because there's a combo that you can do with him. You know, you put the X antibody option under your DarkKnightmon. You swing with your DarkKnightmon. You trigger X antibody effect to digivolve into this guy for 4. No, if you're at 2, you pass over 4, and they're at 2, and then you use his effect to pop your Nene because on deletion Nene gains you 2 memory. And then it goes back to your turn and he can swing again. Or if you have more memory than that, you know, you'll digivolve into him for 4 and then delete your Nene to go back to 2, and then you can hybrid for game or something like that. So he's really good at being able to swing twice and to extend your plays if you delete your own tamer. Or if you're playing Crossheart or Blue Flare, you can pop their tamers that let them digivolve um, if not digivolve, you can pop their tamers that let them tuck cards from under their tamers, under their on play Shotmon X crosses and stuff. So he's just some tamer hate, which is really good, and you know it's really needed against those decks. So we're running 3 of him. So now we have DeathXmon. DeathXmon, you know, there's not much to say. He's going to be really good in BT10 because there's going to be a lot of tamers going around and there's going to be a lot of white boards. So if you can get this guy off, you know, it's really good. So we're running 2 of him. We can essentially, if we're playing like those Crossheart decks, you know, they use a lot of tamers, you could essentially get it off for free. So it's still a really good card, and also against Yellow Hybrid as well, if it's still around. You know, NA likes to make decks that should be dead and keep them alive, so I think Yellow Hybrid will be one of those decks that is still around and people will still want to play, even though Jet Sylphie is at 1. So DeathXmon at 2 is really good because he can also Digivolve as well. So you don't have to Digivolve, you know, I mean, you don't have to hard play him. You can always Digivolve over your DarkKnightmon X, which is not ideal, right? But it's still possible to do. So we're running 2 DeathXmon. Next, we have our tamer, Nene. So she is another searcher for the deck. Reveal top 4, add a card with Nightmon, Deadly Axemon, or Twilight in its traits. So she can add herself. So that's actually, you know, it's searcher doing searcher things. And then she gives all your Digimon with DarkKnightmon in its name or Twilight in its trait blocker. And then on deletion, gain 2. So the blocker is another big thing, gives all your DarkKnightmon's blocker. It makes your opponent have to swing and then deal with, you know, your board if they can't wipe it, you know. Or if they're trying to go for game and they hit a Nene, then, you know, that completely stops them if you have a board on the field, because then all your Digimon become blocker because everything in this deck has Twilight or DarkKnightmon in its name. The only thing is Dorumon, or if we don't have Dorumon, then the Toyagumon. Those guys are the only ones that wouldn't have Twilight or DarkKnightmon, along with DeathX. So she's just a really good tamer for this deck. I think you need to run her at 4. She's the only tamer I feel like we really need. We don't really need a memory setter. If you want to run a memory setter, you know, you can always run Izzy. Izzy is probably one of the best black memory setters. So running 4 Nenes. Next, we are running 3 Pride Memory Boost. So Pride Memory Boost is a really good card in this deck. You know, it's meant to be played in this deck essentially. A lot of people use it in D Brigade, but it's essentially made for this deck as well. Reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. You can play one black Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less among them. And then it has delay effect of gain 2 memory, just like any other memory boost. So this pretty much lets you play any of your Digimon four or level 4 or lower in your deck, because everything that's level 4 in your deck and lower is a play cost of 4 or less. So this is really good in this deck, and that's why we're running 3. We could run 4, but we need to make room for other stuff, so we're running it at 3. Next we have Congo. So Congo is another card that is still really good in this next meta, especially because your opponents are going to be using a lot of Crossheart. There's going to be a lot of Blue Flare as well, and Congo is just a good card overall in general. So against Yellow Hybrid, they won't be able to heal. Against Crossheart, they just won't be able to attack unless they have their bigger guys. So early on games, they won't be able to get early on swings if they hit this insecurity, or if you play it earlier. So Congo is still a really good card and can still stop your opponents from, taking games. Oops. Next we have, okay, I'll just leave it there. Next we have one Iron Fisted Onslaught. I've been testing this. I haven't seen it too much. I mean, there's not much to say about it. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the highest play cost. This works good against really wide boards if people are trying to essentially rookie rush you or champion rush you. Or if you just need to delete a big Digimon, because there's not a lot of ways to get rid of other Digimon in this deck except for DarkKnightmon. So we run one Iron Fisted Onslaught. And the last cards are the X antibody option. We use this to go into our DarkKnightmon X so that we don't have to wait an extra turn to do it. That's pretty much why we run this, and also it has a security bomb of gain 1 memory, so that's always good. So that's a deck profile. I've been testing this deck. It's been doing pretty good. I've played a lot against Crossheart with this deck against one of my friends, and it's done pretty well. I haven't bricked really a lot with it. You have a lot of stuff that's 4 cost or lower, so you're either giving them 2 memory or you're choking them at 1, unless they have a memory tamer. So I mean, it's been running pretty good, and it's pretty consistent, and it's pretty fast. The only thing is, like I said, with the Dorumons, hopefully we get these guys soon. They haven't really told us anything yet. We don't know what box toppers are going to be in BT10 yet. We don't know if they're going to do some kind of, one of those side packs that they do in some of those, like they did in BT10, where we got the promos, those promos like their promo Akua and Werguru, Metal Greymon, Alterous Mode. So, I mean, hopefully they do like one of those packs. That way we can get these security Digimon, because they're really, really good, and they would make this set even better. So that's pretty much it, guys. Um, Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know if you like these videos. I'm going to be uploading these more often. Not as many deck profiles are going to be on TTS, but I just, I want to get these deck lists out there before the set begins. That way people have something to build off of. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time.